So this story comes from Illinois, and it's actually an update. Next week, Jason Van Dyke, who is the former Chicago police officer who murdered Laquan McDonald, black boy, murdered him, shot him 16 times. Many of the shots were fired when Laquan was already on the ground. No way you can argue that you were in fear of your life with a body on the ground. And he is set to walk out of prison on February 3rd after serving more than 3 years. Just 3 years. And there are calls for protests and a federal probe into the case. It's just unbelievable that people in New York right now and across the country want me to feel sorry for some police officer who got shot on duty, and yet this happens. This is why I say I don't want to hear no liberal kumbaya bullshit or no conservative bootlicking bullshit. This murderer will walk free. He will walk free. And if you don't remember, Van Dyke in 2019 was sentenced to just 6 years and 9 months in prison. And why? Because he was charged and convicted of second-degree murder and 16 counts of aggravated battery with a firearm. And this man was only sentenced to 6 years and 9 months in prison, and he's walking out in a little bit over 3. He will walk out of prison after murdering a 17-year-old boy. So they want to tell us about the death of a freaking police officer, yet this shit happens. This is why I will say it once again. I don't want to hear liberal kumbaya shit or no conservative bootlicking shit. And like I said before, many of the shots were fired in October of 2014 while the teenager was already on the ground. And stories like this not only infuriates me, but it makes me wonder, why does anyone support police officers? If you support police, I have to wonder, do you just hate the American people? Do you hate your fellow citizen? Do you hate black people? Do you hate transgender people? Do you hate Asians? Do you hate Hispanics? What is it about your support of police? Why do you cling to them so hard? Because it's gone beyond a superhero fetish at this point. How is it in one breath you want me to cry and boo-hoo for some damn cop in New York City, which, by the way, New York City is under a federal consent decree because they're that fucking trash, and yet this shit happens, but I don't hear a goddamn thing from the freaking bootlickers. Don't you come tell me about some cop in New York. I don't want to fucking hear it. Shut the entire fuck up about that cop in damn New York.